You know what it is, the Front Left Podcast, Front Left of All Conversations. You got myself, Tezza, and I'm joined with...
Trick or Tree.
And you're joined with Josh LFTS.
And we have a special guest in the building.
Returning, come on.
Yes, a returning guest, actually.
Returning, yeah.
You don't know how hard it was for me to not disturb you during your intro.
Why?
And to be like, hi, okay, it's me, Rachael. Welcome to the FrontLeft Podcast.
I can see you looking at me.
I was like, Rachael, don't do it. It's not important.
Imagine you just butting in like,
I really wanted
this is
to.
me taking over.
That would have been a good
Just
thing.
to take off, but also go off.
Yeah.
Fluttercup has returned.
Flutter.
How are you? It's been a while.
I'm good. Yeah, it has. The studio's changed.
Did your studio house change?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem.
man.
And I'm here without my lovely Mia.
Oh, yes. Obviously, if people don't know, Rachael is one half of the Go Off Sis podcast.
From the Go Off Sis Hub.
Go
I was
off,
about to
sis.
say
yeah.
that. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Now.
Go off, sis.
I was going to say now, Go Off Hub. But yeah, I mean, maybe we should start with...
No,
that,
wait. We'll have to get Mia here and we'll do a whole... This is not about golf hood.
No, I
We'll
wasn't
get
gonna-
them together and
Yeah.
then boom.
Fred the Go Off Sis
Yeah.
Hub, yeah.
Okay,
Like,
that's
this is
fine.
another
Yeah.
thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm Rachael, and that's why they will call me Fluttercup, because that's my Insta name. But my name's actually Rachael.
Yeah. Island
Perfect.
girl. If you haven't heard,
And what?
you're an island girl. Yeah, she's an island girl.
Yeah.
She's from where Rihanna's from.
No.
She's actually...
No.
she's not. What?
Oh my god, man was like, she's from...
I've said this better.
She's not.
You're not.
Rihanna's Bayesian.
And I'm
Oh.
Trinidadian.
Oh, even still. She's Rihanna's childhood friend.
We're actually cousins.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, true.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Basically, yeah.
I was like, same difference.
Yeah.
But how have you been anyway? Because obviously we haven't seen you since before lockdown. You know, all the political happenings have been going on, Black Lives Matter, etc., etc.
It's been a mad year,
Yeah, it has been a very mad year.
but I think I've been good. The year's just flown.
Mm-hmm.
Lockdown, just nothing really has changed for me. Work.
You've still been working?
So done that, and then Black Lives Matter. That's been
Yeah.
a crazy time, but we all survived. I mean, I think it hasn't really stopped though, has it? That's
No.
our everyday life.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Just keeps going, keeps going.
Yeah, defo. How have you guys been?
Fine. I can't really complain.
Yeah, that's it. Can't complain.
Up and down, bit of a roller coaster. Could that be work related? Stresses outside of work, but still here, like you said, and we moving it.
Yeah, I
think-
love that.
Since after lockdown, I think things have gone, not back to normal, but they're a bit more normal. So, like, during the lockdown period, like, there was a lot more uncertainty. Now it's still uncertain, but it's not as uncertain. So, things are moving a bit. You know, you can still have a little bit of, like, normality, but it's not how
Not what it was
it
before.
was before.
That's all.
Remember when you could only be allowed out the house for 1 hour?
Oh, yeah.
That was weird.
That was
a
weird.
strange time.
Like
I
prison.
remember I saw Josh again in Tesco, right, in town. And I was like, in my mind, I messaged me and I was like, Josh doesn't live in town, does he? And she was like,
She was gonna go.
and she was like, nah. And this time, like, we were both quite like, why are people doing this? They're not following the rules.
Oh, you snitches. Oh, my God. I actually did not hear
What are you gonna say?
But nothing, we were just like,
He's outside his 3 mile
no,
radius.
but we just were like, you know, you just said like emojis, we were just kind of like,
You people are a bit mad.
we were just like, why is he not staying in his area?
You was one of them.
Yeah, like, why just
I
not
thought
going
you
for a
was
walk
cool.
around? I was, but I was just still kind of like,
The thing just gets you kind of.
yeah, because I was just like, I'm trying to get out of this lockdown as soon as possible.
Oh,
But here
okay.
we are, nearly in November, because Josh went to Tesco and handled it.
You're actually so funny. I can't believe you texted and was like, oh, does Josh live in town?
That is so jokes.
That's mad.
That was actually... Nah, do you know what it was, yeah? I'm going to be honest with you. Me staying indoors all that time was like... It was crazy. Like,
No, it
bear
was,
in mind, I was by myself anyway. So I wasn't walking I was walking in a group, or I wasn't riding my bike is a lot. I was a one-person team.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, the whole rules of how it was, and I think it was stupid. It's like, they didn't take into people's accountability of, like, how people's mindset was going to be
No,
like, or
defo.
how people, because, like, I hate staying at home, and it's not even having, like, being with like your family and stuff, or just hate being at home. And then there's people like, have you seen the rates where at one point from March till like March till June, the rates of domestic violence rose up.
The suicide rate
went
through
up.
the roof. Yeah.
So no one really took into accountability like how people were gonna be like, and they just said, well, we're gonna stop everything today. And then now the aftermath of where people don't have money, jobs are gone, furlough wasn't designed for this. You can't be given money for free where you're not getting money in. Obviously the economy is going to collapse, and then a lot of people are out of jobs. So now you got the stress of people that are locked in, people who lost jobs, people can't fend for themselves, and now you're locking people back again. What is it?
Also, can I just say, this lockdown at the moment that we're in, like, I don't know if it's just Liverpool, I don't even understand. It's just kind of strange, but I mean, that's a whole other story. That's not.
It's basically 1 day release. That's what it is. Like you need to. That is
curfew time, and
so it's more or less now that everyone needs to be in by 10 p.m. But to be fair, I thought it was going to happen to Liverpool a lot before, because Liverpool was party central at one point.
Yeah. We can still see our
July.
friends outside, because we can't go for like food with our friends, but we can see them at outdoor bars.
No,
so, like,
you can't.
yeah, in
No, you can't. You
can,
can't.
yeah.
Can you?
No, you can't. So if we go to like,
What
let's
Jacob
say,
said.
so if we go to the bombed out church, you can, because that's an outdoor place.
Outdoor,
But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't if it's just an indoor bar.
Yeah.
So you can still sit on seats of 6 with them.
We were talking about this before.
We were
But
talking about this
anyway,
before. Yeah.
what do I know?
The rules. Anyway, let's not get into it.
Let's
before
not, because what
man
do
like
I-
Boris like hits up the front
Yeah,
left
for
podcast.
real. Hey guys, what do I know? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, yeah.
Literally.
Oh, you can, yo, Boris, if you want to come.
We're
he's
just
not
laying down
welcome.
the rules, guys, just so you know those are the rules.
To be honest, yeah.
He's not welcome, man.
Our ratings would be sick though.
I don't think you're coming on Bojo the other day, innit?
Anyway, if he wants to come, we've offered the invite.
But let's just touch up on it right now. So if you don't follow Flutter on Instagram, Flutter is very
Do you actually call it Flutter?
yeah.
Do you know, my mom calls me that, like,
Oh, sir.
and my
Oh.
friends all call me Flutter. No, not all my friends. Mia doesn't call me Fluttercup, but a lot of them call me Fluttercup. Yeah,
Oh,
like
man, I didn't know that was
Yeah.
like stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
beautiful.
That's why it's Fluttercup on Insta.
Yeah.
That's like a little nickname.
Bit of it. So let's say if you're having a pillow talk before we go into this, and the guy's whispering at you, what does he say?
Talk.
Is he like Fluttercup?
No! Like you say.
I don't know how we got from there to there.
I
but-
don't understand either. I don't know.
I don't know, Josh, what would you say?
What would I say? Yo,
I'm joking.
man, let's take time.
Okay.
Okay, man.
Stop
Yo.
flirting. Now let's move on.
But yeah, as you were saying,
Let me start. So yeah, your Instagram is been like body positive and stuff. Yeah, and like I love the stuff that you post.
Oh, thank you.
Like I really love it, and like
Does it help you?
yeah, it does. Like it really actually does, because you're so body positive, and like before I met you, when I followed you on your Instagram, I was like, oh, I like how you. When we first met you after the pod, we was talking. I was like, I love how you carry yourself. You have a lot of like energy and confidence, and how you exude your whole personality is amazing. And then when you was going for your Instagram, and then something happened the other day where, because people don't know she's a model, and I don't like the name for bigger girls plus size model.
Oh, you don't?
I hate it.
Oh,
I
okay.
fucking
I
hate
don't like it
But-
either. Never liked it.
You still think, what do you think it should be?
Just model.
Just model.
no, but
Okay.
I agree with Josh to a point, but I feel like even though I'm not really keen on this label culture where everything's specific, but I still do think that there needs to be a specific category so people can then reach out to that specific what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To gain
Within the industry.
inspiration. Yeah, within the within the industry, because if it was just models under the same blanket term, I feel like because in society the norm isn't I'm not saying this, but as it's viewed in society the norm might not be a plus size model. They might get pushed away if there wasn't their own lane for it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense for it?
But you couldn't. There's a better way to say plus size model. You shouldn't call them. If you're
Well-
casting for a certain look, cast for that. You don't go to an actor. He's a plus size actor.
Well, I agree, but I think also they probably didn't get the recognition that they needed either for a long time,
Yeah.
right? Within the media itself. And I mean, I'm not offended by the word plus size or fat. I think people look at it always in a negative way for a long time, and it's not a negative thing. It is what it is. Maybe it should have just been modeled if it was there, but it hasn't been there for a long time. So now sometimes you need that thing to just say, okay, you're coming under this board, you're coming under a plus size board, or you're coming under a curved board, because there needs to be that distinguished element to kind of push them into the fashion industry, to push them into the media. I mean, maybe one day there won't be a need for that, and they'll all just be
model.
Yeah.
But then you just said like the word fat and stuff. The way I feel like why it has got a stigmatism around it is because terms of bullying when you're younger, people do use that as a bully. People use it now as a bullying term.
Yeah, and not just kids, but everybody, society itself. You'll say, oh, okay, you're going to fat club, or you're going to this, and then there's slimming world. You're naughty if you eat food, and the fat just has such a horrible, I don't know, association with everything, and it's kind of like, and okay, if you don't want to be fine, you go to the gym, whatever. But just in general, that entire word, if somebody calls you fat, you literally go home and cry. And it's like, oh my God, okay, chill out. Like, you're just fat. Nobody said you were a horrible person. Nobody said that you were being mean. It's like, relax.
I think the word's been weaponized, isn't it? It has. Because I can't remember when it was, but like way back in like I said, I don't know the exact time period, but like people used to think that if you ate too much fat, that's what's causing you like your heart disease and all those kind of things.
It's all these it's only because I started to read, and we had a conversation about this not too long ago.
Probably.
We was talking about like people don't actually know that when you burn fat, you need fat to replace the fat.
Yeah.
So like people don't actually know that.
Yeah.
And then that's where you've got what keto. It puts your body in ketosis and stuff, and people don't know that. But it was the early we had this conversation, not on the pod, but together.
Yeah, but like, as I was saying, like, because obviously there's a stigma around it, so people think that fat, oh my God, that's negative.
Yeah.
But your brain needs fat, your heart needs fat, your lungs, your whole body needs fat for you to survive. The difference is, obviously, everyone's genetically different.
Yeah.
And how you carry that fat is different. Because someone could be fat, as someone calls them, but it doesn't mean they're unhealthy, or it doesn't mean, how they live their life, it's not detrimental.
No, and also sometimes it's nobody's business.
Exactly, it is no one's business. Like,
just point blank, people always have something to say, and it's not just about fat. It could be, and this is going into something else, but somebody's sexual choices.
Yeah.
And people, like the word hoe, that used to be such a massive thing. Calling somebody a hoe, and they had sex with this person. It's just like, okay, like, relax. And everything, somebody always has something to say about somebody. Just they're to this, they're to that.
Yeah.
It could be, and it's just like,
do you know what's funny that you were saying this? I don't know what I was watching, but I was thinking about it I think yesterday, and I was thinking the reason why I think everybody tends to criticize other people's behaviors and whatnot is because they reflect themselves within that other person. So like a lot of the times when people like fat shame or whatever, it's because they see themselves and they're like, I don't want to be like that person. So it's that person's own insecurity, and they're like, I don't want to ever be like that, so I'm going to project my feelings of how I could potentially be like that, and I'm gonna make them be aware of me not wanting to be like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does, 100%.
Instead of them being like, well, I mean, who cares? Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like, why are you bothered about somebody else if it doesn't really affect you?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't really be bothered.
That's a lot of energy to be putting into that thought process.
People are like that though, innit?
Yeah. A lot of people are like that, and it's confusing because you get to like, well, obviously I'm not at the stage yet where I've like lived so much life to reflect, but I've lived enough to be like, I remember at one point where when you were a certain age, you probably just did stuff because other people did it. Then when you get to a certain age, when you're older, you're like, actually, hold on, I don't actually care about half the stuff that these people are actually saying or doing.
Yeah.
So I don't have to think in that way. But I think with the fat, quotation marks, it stemmed from the aesthetic. So like people automatically see it, and then they make these like not comparisons, what's the word I'm looking for? They almost use fat as the nucleus, and then they attach different like meanings to it. So for example, if you think someone's fat, I bet they get noticed. Let me just paint the picture. Imagine I was like 5 stone heavier, right? And you saw me, maybe 7 stone heavier. You saw me. the first thing you might think is, I bet he doesn't get any gal.
No, but it's true.
Do you know what?
It's actually true. No, it's true. Bro, I can't lie, it's true. No, I have to be gay. I have to.
You think that too?
No, like, so yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, like either you could be big 5 stone heavier. You need to either have some sort of rep. With lads, it's different. You could be 5 stone heavier, but if you 5 stone heavier and you had either mad money or reputation, like they know man is the man, then you could be like shopping things. But then if you're 5 stone heavier, you ain't the man. You don't really have swag. You may have a good job, but you don't have energy. You don't have alpha energy. Then you're getting pennies. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
You
like,
get friend zoned.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Me and Tezza were chubbier. I was a lot bigger than Tezza when I was younger. So like, from me now, I've had the same mentality that I was. So I'm the same guy, but like I still had that energy. So I know that if I was heavier, I would still get gal. But
come on.
PTO.
But when I started back in gym and started getting like, not now, I'm just a normal average Joe. But like when I got one, man, like when I got one, the caliber of Totty. Come on, like
energy.
Even I'm telling you, for someone who's seen the switch up in it, I can actually tell you. To
be honest, he's not even lying.
I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying.
Contenders.
I mean, we could look at Rick Ross, and I don't think it's just the money.
No, but Rick Ross has got clout.
You think he's good looking?
I find he carries himself very well.
Because Rick Ross has got alpha energy.
He does.
But I'm not saying because DJ Khaled. I wouldn't say he's particularly makeup. No, guys, no, I'm not getting into this with you guys. Actually,
you have to get into it.
No, do you know why? No, do you know why?
Why?
Because, I mean, we all have a type. And I wouldn't say... No, actually, I'm taking that back because I've spoken of this. We don't all have a type. We don't. Because I don't particularly have a type, right? But I think different people appeal to different people, right? And different types. And I think there are some lovely chunky fellas out there.
There is.
And they look good.
There's some who can carry it, but I'm telling you...
And then... No, and why is there a switch up when it comes to girls? Because, man... Love.
But you know what it is? It's more. There's more.
Yeah, Josh, tell me why.
I'm gonna tell you,
tell me why.
Just before you say what you're gonna say, were you gonna say man love like a bigger girl?
Sometimes, yeah.
No, they do.
But it's a set race.
I wasn't gonna say
no, it is.
Sometimes it's. But I wasn't gonna say that. I said that.
I don't think so.
I don't see white man going with big girl.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Not as often. No. It's more black guys.
But they do.
No.
But they do.
Once in a while.
But they do.
There's not that many.
I can confirm.
What I was gonna say is that certain guys might like bigger gal.
Yeah.
But they don't want to show they like bigger gal.
Oh yeah.
So they keep that on
the low.
But they actually do.
Which is actually embarrassing. Because I mean, you're a heterosexual man.
It is embarrassing, but like I said, it's the aesthetic, isn't it?
What he said.
So they don't want to be seen like, actually
exactly
that's
what
my
he said
type.
Times two.
But
I don't know if this is going with my body positivity.
No, it is. But what I'm just saying is, because I know man who do it and I know what they're like, whereas someone like me, I'm whatever. I'll just go for it. If I go for you, I'm going for you.
Okay.
I'm not going to be like, nah.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be like that. But there's certain man who'd be like, nah, I never go for that girl. But when no one's looking,
they will.
In the DMs.
But you have, see, this is one thing. This is why I really, when you know how you said Rick Ross, you exude like that energy. Like you have that.
I exude Rick Ross energy.
No, you.
Rachel, can we get a hole?
That's why I'm like.
See, like okay, I like bigger women in it.
I know what you mean. I think what you're trying to say is that you're comfortable.
Yeah. And like this is what I'm saying, like you push that. So there's a lot of girls who are bigger now that have already categorized themselves and like, I'm not beautiful because I don't look a set way in these kind of ways, or I don't like that. But then there's girls who are bigger, like who carry, and when they carry, like these men see what I send them on Insta, and you see how they carry, and they're like, you're like, whoa, like, you know what? Yeah, like, but I think it's a lot easier for bigger girls to get in a relationship than bigger men? Like very big men. And
Well, I don't know because I've never been in their shoes, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, again, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
From
I
your
can't answer that
perspective
question.
as
I'm
a
sorry.
woman,
Uh-huh.
I'm saying as a woman now, and I'm only taking it from you. You're very comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
How did you get to that point?
I think it's because I've always been taller. I've always been bigger. I would say that Lady So has been a big inspiration in my life.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Lady So, the dancehall artist.
Is she saying Lizzo?
No,
Lady So.
I don't
You
know
do
who-
know who Lady So is.
I don't even know who
Jacob,
that
can you
is.
get a picture?
This is the
or
time to
something?
get your green screen.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, can you do that
Yeah.
now?
What is it,
Lady So, and she's saying
How you spelling so?
So, SAW, the
S-A-W.
dancehall artist. So all those people, like dancehall singers, and let me tell you why, because they sing like very...
Sexual orientated songs.
Yeah. And so I was just like, whatever. So when I was going to party, whenever I say this, I feel like I'm just chatting shit. But it's... No, So, SAW.
Oh.
Lady So.
S-A-W. Go on, carry on.
Yeah. Well, she's a pastor now, but maybe go with this picture.
Oh, she's changed her ways?
Yeah. Which is what I'm saying. Women could do whatever they want. You
Of
can.
course,
I
can.
like this swag.
Well, that's
Is that
why
the
as a
pastor swag?
I like the pasta swag.
Maybe go with that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or the one below it, was that her? And the...
I'll have to listen to some of her music when I get home.
You definitely know it.
I'll say
Maybe. Go on, carry
But,
on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so basically, I think just growing up taller or being bigger, I was just kind of like, obviously I wasn't always so comfortable. And I was just kind of like, oh, I'm taller than all the guys. I'm taller than all the girls in my class. So it's kind of like, what the fuck? Am I allowed to...
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, just making sure.
This ain't the BBC.
Yeah. So I just used to be like, oh, but then eventually I was like, nah, like, I'm quite sexy. Like, I can do this. Wearing short pants and going out and then wearing crop tops. My parents used to hate it. But then
Oh,
this was
really?
when I was like finding myself and they were like, Rachael, your ass does not have to be out like that. But I was like, yeah, because I'm loving this, you know? And then eventually it was just like, you know, when you start to realize and coming into yourself as a woman and then you start to kind of get that attention and then you're like, okay, this is a thing. And then you realize on the inside as well, like, you are you and this body is yours. So you kind of have to own it. Like, it's not just about realizing that you're going to be in this body, but yeah, you kind of have to love it, accept it, be confident in it. And I think when I started being really confident within myself, I started to just, I don't know, exude a different kind of energy, the energy that you were probably talking about.
Yeah.
It was just like a totally different me. And I really appreciated that for myself as well.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably when I was like 17, 18, 19. Then when I came to
Yeah.
university as well. And yeah, I was just...
So what I was going to say, so do you think that, like, obviously people didn't hear you're from Trinidad. Do you think your culture and the way people are perceived in not just the Trinidadian culture, like the whole Caribbean culture, because that's maybe a little bit more accepted than maybe if you were from somewhere else, do you think that helped?
As in bigger body?
Yeah, like just that whole kind of like...
Well, I don't know if it is though, because I remember people saying, oh, Rachael, you have such a pretty face, but if you lost some weight, you know, that could just do... And I used to be like...
Everybody says that, you know, aunties, uncles.
Yeah,
like,
you have such a
you know.
pretty face. You could, you know, and I used to just be like, well, this is my body. And especially when I got older, I used to be like, what? But I'm sexy. I love how I look, you know? And then that kind of vibe, and that always, like, stays in my mind. So I just used to be like, huh? Why would you say that to somebody?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that is not good to help somebody grow or feel good within their body. Or, like, every time you go to an aunt, you put on some weight, or it looks like you lost some weight. And it's just like...
Hate that.
What?
Yeah, you put on or you lost some.
Yeah,
Like,
or even like with acne and stuff like, oh, the spots, and it's just like, what
Someone's
the hell?
always
Like,
got someone to say.
yeah,
to say.
this is not something to say to a teenager who is like just trying to find themselves and feel comfortable within their body. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily more accepted. I think it's accepted again among men who are like, because I remember being like 15 and going into a party and a man would be like, girl, you tick like mud or some shit like that. And I used to be like, oh.
Josh.
I don't ever say
Yeah.
that.
Tick like mud.
Mud. And I just
I'm
used to
very
be like,
smooth, you know. Like, don't
Yeah.
watch that. Like, yo.
What would you say?
Peanut
No,
butter.
no, I want to say stuff. Jacob,
like,
I'm smooth, man. Jacob, you need to take a master class. I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen your tweets, Josh.
Do you know what a good one is though that I've heard, and I think this is quite. It's okay because nobody would say it here because they'd be like, "What tick?" But you tick like Nike.
Okay.
You tick like
I wouldn't say stuff like that though.
No, it is kind of cringy, but
Yeah, they're a bit
don't get
corny.
me wrong, it does make me laugh.
I would
When I used
say
to
you
hear
just
it, I used to
got
be
body.
like, "Ha."
You got body like that for me. It's like you're quite
You
stained.
got body.
Yeah.
Not like that. Don't lie.
No, you said it in person.
Yeah.
Emphasis on
I would say, oh, no, with it. I was like, you got body.
But Josh, girls hate that shit now because it's catcalling.
What's
Not
catcalling?
catcalling, but you know when you go,
shit.
your body,
No, I would never say that.
or you never go to
No.
them. It's not catcalling, but you know,
But if I speak to them and be like, you know what, yeah,
you go to them smooth.
you know what, actually, just because your body got me, you know, like.
Okay.
So, on the topic of chatting bars or whatever, yeah, like I was listening to a podcast this morning actually, and some man, like when they're out, the first line they say to a girl is like, "Want to eat out?" Like,
Oh,
No, you're joking me.
no, so funny. I said that to somebody. Not the. It was like
You might have
the
wrecked
day.
us.
The day
I didn't say that.
I know.
the
But
day of the conversation, man said it. Man said,
I don't know how I would react to that.
Jacob, are you taking notes?
It's man because she loved it as well. Man was just talking crud.
Josh, I see what they're saying about the mic.
Oh yeah, she was actually talking crud, but it was like two, not even 2 sentences. It was like, oh, do you remember me? And I was like, oh, yeah, like
fam, how did you go from that to that?
it was. Remember when I said tap?
Yeah.
Fam, it was literally like, oh, do you remember me? I was like, yeah, you follow me on Insta. She's like, oh, I didn't think you remember me. Next minute, the conversation went left, and I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like,
Do you know what though? I'll be honest. I think depending on the person
yeah, I think it's
who
the
it is,
person.
Yeah.
because there are some people who I followed Insta. If the conversation happened to go like that,
Yeah. No, but
No,
it
but
was
that's
like,
the opening line though.
nah, that was like
no, but
literally.
if he's saying 3 lines,
It was like 3 lines.
I might be like,
That's
Do you-
still a bit mad.
Do you
still.
remember me? Yeah, I do. You follow me on Insta.
Boom, boom,
Why
boom.
didn't you say nothing? Boom. Phew. I was like, okay. Mom was like, it was funny because mom was bare smiling. I couldn't stop smiling.
wow. I mean, it's intense though. You would never answer like that though.
No, no.
People do that. People do
You
that.
just said you did 2 sentences in.
Yeah, but people actually do that though.
I
People
feel like it
message like that.
depends on the intention. Because if, like you said, depending on the person you're speaking to, if you have a kind of an idea of what they might be, I feel like you might be able to enter with some kind of wild line. Because if it's someone that you don't really know and you're going in that risky, then boy,
I don't know, you know.
Intense.
you're taking a chance though.
Yeah.
Someone else went intense like that. I'll tell you after the pod. But that man's like, yo, I'm about that, you know. Like, it takes the right person, but then at the same time, it takes what energy you think that they come with. Because someone came with that kind of flow, the first thing I'm thinking, yo, man, I'm gonna chop. And then if like you would though,
Nah,
you would.
I would. That's
You
the
would,
fifth.
like,
Yeah.
you
Sure,
think,
how do
oh,
you manage with them?
I don't get involved in that.
But I'm not lying though.
It's,
Nah, but
it's true.
if a girl's DMing you that kind of energy,
Like, not
that's
even, how are you? Like, I want you to eat my chops out, and you're like, yeah.
Meanwhile, sometimes
you need to zoom in on this.
But you know what though? I love that you guys can appreciate the sexual energy.
I love it, me.
Yeah,
man.
I think
love
with
it.
us, we're very comfortable with if a girl was to make an approach, even if it's like over the top. I don't think any of us would be like, right, this girl's and start naming the names or like saying like, do you know what I mean? Like for us, we're not like that
I
type
don't,
of
I don't
person.
really care like that.
Yeah,
So good, so
we're
good.
just like, okay, we may not always appreciate it all the time, but we ain't gonna go and start like, yo, and this girl and she's a and
Name it.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I
mad.
100% couldn't do that.
Yeah, I think that's
Like,
mad. I think that's mad behavior.
Is it a thing that girls like will tell their girl mates like, oh, he'd put this work in, like, or is it not?
Girls group chats are mad, you know.
Oh, true. Why would you ask me such a question on this?
I want to say something after this part.
Why? I mean,
because-
I wouldn't say that all the time.
Yeah, you would have to.
Why? No, I wouldn't do it all the time. But I mean, sometimes depending on who the person. Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, definitely not all the time, but sometimes if I appreciated it, and I wouldn't always say who it is, but yeah.
Okay.
I see.
I would only say set people. If I had a good one, I'd be like, yo.
You enjoyed it.
yo,
I mean, if you enjoyed a meal, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because imagine if you
I'm
walk
not comparing people to meals, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I'm a
People are
full course.
snacks. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, try to whip my come with.
man's like the full banquet.
I hate you. I hate
I
you.
hear you, man. I'm quite
hear you.
strong too, so I can lift you.
Josh!
He's just laying out his credentials.
God, but he just tried to chat to me about my friend.
Mad thing.
Oh,
Man's aired that on the pod, you know.
shit.
Mad. Let's go back to the body positivity.
Yeah,
right?
body positivity.
And, yeah, so obviously, like we were saying before, like you're now a model.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Were you like scouted, or was that just because people saw you being you on your just you being you basically?
Tessa, do you not see me?
Oh, come
I'm
on.
joking.
Come on.
The energy in this pod is weak.
You see me? You
Nah,
don't
do
see
you know
me.
what?
You don't see me.
So, a friend of mine, Joey, she's now with Brother Models. That's what I'm signed to. And she was kind of like helping them start the curve board at Brother. And I used to just, if you see my Insta, I take loads of pictures and I do a few little modeling things here and there. And she was like, yeah, come onto the board. And I was like, oh, thank you. So I've kind of done, not properly modeled, but been scouted by other agencies, but it wasn't like the right fit and didn't want to do this. So I went to them and it's been really nice. They are lovely. And the other girls on the board, as you know, yeah,
Je ne sais quoi.
it is amazing. I mean, if you see it, it looks really good.
Yeah.
So I'm very, happy
So
to
do you
do
work with is it just the females and then the males are separate, or how?
No,
how
it's
does
just
it
like
work?
one big agency, but we're
Yeah.
on the curve board.
Okay.
So that's how it came about. And I mean, Joey, she's been very supportive and she's been lovely. I sound like I really am selling them good, aren't I?
You are. You never
But
know.
yeah.
You could be. Someone could be listening to this and thinking, you know what, that's something I might want to get into.
Yeah,
Was-
no, definitely. They're just go on their website, and if you want to be part of them, see what you can do.
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
So-
oh, go on.
You go for it.
I was just gonna say, was that ever in your plans though?
To be a model.
Yeah.
Not when I was really younger, you know. This sounds so bad. I used to tell my parents because I was obsessed with the Kardashians. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a socialite. But then
Seriously?
yeah, but then also I wanted to be a social worker. There were a lot of things that I wanted to do. And people used to tell me, oh, Rachael, you're so tall, you should be a model. And I was like, nah, not because I'm tall, I want to be a model. And then just like YouTube and those sorts of things. And then I just got very comfortable in front of the camera. And I was like, why not? Like,
You are very comfortable.
Yeah.
yeah, I
noticed
love
that.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. So I was like, yeah, let me just try it and see where this goes. So, and it's been really enjoyable. So yeah, I think that's kind of why I decided to kind of take that leap and see why not.
What was you gonna say, Josh?
Forgot.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. So have you seen like the whole campaign of Fenty on Twitter?
Yeah.
And did you see like a lot of the... So they had like, if people haven't seen it, they had like, they're using a lot of plus size models,
Male and female.
male and
Male
female.
and
And let's be real, some of those male models, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Good looking.
And guess what? They have girl.
They have gal.
They do get girl. I can
They're
tell.
married.
I'm married to the Lord. Like,
So, I mean, don't be telling me they don't get girl.
no, but they're good. I'm saying like,
He's talking about the sauceless big guys.
I'm gonna show you some big guys now, and then you'll be like, oh.
But there are
yeah.
sauceless, slim guys as well.
Oh yeah, of course. It's not just we're not just categorizing it
But
that way.
a
It can
slim
happen,
guy,
really.
a sauceless. I'm telling you, yeah. If this is how peak it is, it's not even peak. If you put like 10 lads together,
I think that's your experience, Josh.
no, this
But
is
even
facts.
if it is from his experience, that is still creditable.
So what's the question?
No, so I know what you were gonna say. If you got like a, you're gonna say like 10 lads.
If
and
your
they would-
boys on 10 out on a night out, there's 10 lads,
yeah,
and one of them really bigger, and you got just normal size guys. The bigger one will not always catch the gal. It'll be the other ones around, and that's the peak. That's the
I am bigger
'Cause-
and I think I'm gorgeous. And guess what? I'm single.
that's women.
yeah. He's talking about guys though.
No, what I'm saying is I'm single.
What?
Yeah, but are you trying to like, yo guys, Rachel's single?
I'm single.
No, but what Josh is trying to say is because like usually it's the man who's gonna move to the gal.
Yeah.
So if you had a social setting where there's 10 guys
And they go by appearance.
and they go by just appearance straight off,
who are gonna pick?
they're more likely to go for the one who's smaller than the bigger. And I understand it, and I think that's true as well. From the male perspective, that's why when you keep saying I'm a woman, it's different.
Yeah.
It depends again, I think.
Obviously. But I think what we're trying to do is trying to make the playing field even. So if they were all, I don't want to use the word sourceless, but if they were all like in that category. So if they're all in that category, just ordinary guys, but one was a bit bigger, I feel like more times
The
than not.
slimmer guy would get the girl.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then
It's not always the same for the gal.
for
though.
women.
Yeah, it's not
because
the
with
same.
this, they get like you need to think about it. If this was early 2000s, I would 100% would say they'll pick the skinnier woman and leave everyone out for the dead. But now we're in a place where people love bigger girls. They love black women. They love big butts, smallies, everything. That like it's true. Like if you said this 20 years ago and you said like if we put a line up and we said we're gonna put like a thick, curvy, skinny, big boob, no ass, big ass, no boob, like them kind of women that Drake's lost in the motions.
No, I
You
get
know,
it.
it's an he follows too much people on Instagram.
No.
I can name the models that he follows.
No, I get it. Because what was big in like the 2000s?
It was big tits, no ass.
Them Paris Hilton
Paris
looking
Hilton.
chicks.
Yeah, if you
Kate
put
Moss.
like a Paris Hilton back then, and you put like, and if you bring like someone like Miracle Watts now and brought her back 2000 in a lineup, they'll pick Paris Hilton 9 out of 10 times.
It's true.
If you put, you know who I love? Fucking, not Audrey. She's a plus size model, but she's really good. She got teeth. She got perfect teeth.
So
Yeah,
she
but you
got
like Audrey Little, the one who's
Yeah,
I hope she got
teeth.
I hope she's got teeth.
She's really massive. She's Italian. Get that up now.
I have no idea. Man said she's really massive.
Neo?
I don't know.
She's a woman.
Neo?
She's a woman.
No.
Killing me. These ad-libs are too much.
But I fancy Audrey.
Do you know
Yeah.
who's Audrey?
She's
Little.
lovely. Do you know what? There's a picture of her, I think, when I was younger.
What's her name,
I'm not
sorry?
gonna-
Audrey Little.
Anyway.
Can you get a picture of Jacob? Audrey
I think
Little?
it's Little. Is it Audrey Little?
Yeah.
Just so I know who you're talking about. Do you know who's a really attractive? Is it curve? Is that what it is? It's not called plus size.
yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Ashley
Okay.
Graham.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. She also just had a baby.
She
Yeah.
has, yeah. She's and there's
These are all my colleagues. I'm joking.
Letitia.
Oh, wrong person. Maybe just put plus size model.
Letitia.
Grace?
No,
Is that the one from the
the
Valleys
one
one?
who she's with
Letitia Grace.
Little Wayne.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
I can't
isn't
remember
she?
her last name
Oh yeah,
is.
look at her. Josh's, whichever one. Josh, you pick.
First one.
This one.
Josh, you pick.
She's very good looking, you know.
Yeah, she is.
Audrey.
Yeah, nice.
Face is very beautiful. Fam.
But anyway, yeah. But as we were talking about, like, so have you had like anyone? You know, when you post your photos and your pictures and etc. and stuff, do you get people in your inbox like saying thank you, or I don't know, maybe even the other way, backlash?
Yeah.
People saying like you shouldn't do this.
Josh.
Based on, I was like, whoa.
I don't even know what I was thinking, shit.
It's very
Ras.
Fam.
She's sending me today.
No, I'm just joking.
But with all that also as well, I mean, I've seen like I've got some friends who are like, you know, a little bit bigger and that, and I've seen some of the hateful things that people like, you know, say to them and stuff like that, and like I know like Insta's got like the bit where you can turn like the comments and stuff off, do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
like it's, you live in a time now where like you can't even really put anything else up because you're gonna have people who are gonna like it and people who are just not gonna like it, do you know what I mean? So it's tough because you can only block so much out, but then people are still gonna keep coming for
100%.
you.
You know, I think I'm between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that, and Instagram stopping comments, especially within the younger generation. So I know when we were growing up, we had all those things. People kind of pretend like we didn't have social media, but we definitely
Yeah, we did.
did.
I
We
hate
had
that.
High Five, we had MSN.
I don't know about High
we
Five.
Had,
What's High Five?
Oh, that was also like a MySpace, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was so
Yeah.
popular in Trinidad, yeah. We had Omegle, we could have just jumped onto random chat rooms, like all those sorts of things.
Chat roulette.
What's
Yeah,
this?
all those sorts
Chat
of things.
roulette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about here, but like on our little phones, we could have jumped onto like a mobile provider, would have chat rooms that we could join with people, and you'd have like random friends. So social media was a thing for
It
us.
was then, it was.
And
You're right.
so just to answer your question, there are girls and boys who is like, thank you, blah blah blah, what you're doing is so motivating. But I don't publicize that. That's just for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
and
yeah.
like to
Yeah.
speak to them. And that's kind of what keeps me going in a sense, because I didn't come onto Instagram to start friggin' posting things about body positivity. I was just living my life and posting my body. And then now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, so what I'm doing actually helps other people,
Yeah.
you know, and I realize that this is actually a thing. Like people
helps me
actually,
too.
there we go. People actually hate their bodies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
so it's helpful. But yeah, when it comes to comments and people bullying, I think because I haven't received it a lot, and also because I'm quite like, okay, if somebody says something really hurtful to me, I'll just delete it, or I'll laugh at it, or I'll be like, okay, fuck it, like whatever. This is somebody who's just projecting. But people actually receive really, really bad comments. Like cyberbullying is real. But then I'm like, do we just stop people from calling people a bitch on the internet, and then we let them do it in real life? Like, what's
I don't know. People wouldn't do it in real life
But
because
they do, because I was in the library once, and these people, this guy was just sitting there with his girlfriend, like having a nice little time, and these two lads walked up to him and was like, I don't know what they said, but like horrible things. He literally
about
didn't
the guy's girlfriend.
about the guy. And he was so scared to literally stay in the library. She was like, let's just stay, don't leave. And he was like, nah,
In the
I don't.
actual library.
Literally, the
That's
big
mad,
library in
that.
town, and he was too scared to stay. People do say it in real life. People
That is
get bullied in
crazy.
school. They're too scared to go to school. And so
Yeah.
it's like, it's not just online, like they'll say horrible things, but they'll also go to school and say it. So do we just stop them altogether? Because if they're not going to say it online, they're also going to say it in real life. And I'm like, do we just tell the younger generation, like, but then we shouldn't allow it online either. But if they're going to call you a bitch online, they're
Yeah.
also going to say it. And do we just like tell them to toughen up, or do we just tell people to be nicer?
I think we're very soft. I think we've become so soft.
But then I'm
Yeah.
also like, we shouldn't let them be bullies online. But then they're still gonna, if you're a bully, you're gonna be a bully.
But I genuinely
So-
feel like people wouldn't say that in real life. So you need to think about it. Who will say it in real life is that's a high. The percentage
Small
of
percentage.
it's a small percentage who would actually have the courage to be like, you know what, yeah, you're a fucking bitch. But I've heard like stuff where there's, especially from girls, like I was speaking to someone the other day where she was telling me how some guy would just say stuff to her online, but when you see her in person, man wouldn't say nothing. And then even one guy she finished, he would see her in the past, and when they finished, didn't say nothing, messed her and called her a fat bitch. Like you had the opportunity to call her a fat bitch when you seen her. Why didn't you say it? But you said it now in the message. Like you need to come with the same vim. And I genuinely feel it's like courage. Not everyone has courage. So it's like you can, when it comes, you know, when you're younger, where I don't know if you got it, but like when you was kids and you'd be like, oh yeah, if a burglar came in, I would fucking kick him. People used to say that mad
You used to
shit.
think of all the things that you would do.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah,
be like,
but
Until you get to that situation.
I've been in a situation like that, and after that day, I tell people now that like I was like, yeah, what I thought, you know what, in my head I always thought like, when push comes to shove, or when they come to like a proper life-threatening situation, like I know I thought I can handle this, and I thought, yo, I could do this, and I've been in that situation now where it was life-threatening, and if I told you I didn't shit it and my whole spirit left my body, like then I think I'm more of a coward if I didn't admit it. Like, yeah, like I fully was like, rah, like
yeah, that's it.
you can't wait. Yeah, so it's the same kind of principle where you come to it and be like, yeah, I can say something behind a closed door, but they actually wouldn't say it in real life.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I think also, as well, for the people who are maybe not our age, a bit younger, maybe like say like 21-ish, they, even though we said the social media for us, they've been fully immersed into
Yeah, it's a different
Instagram,
experience.
Snap, like they've had all of those things, whereas
Totally.
those things came along for us at a certain time. So, like you were saying, that culture for them to call someone something online, or you know, think it's okay to like bully, or think that they're superior in a way where it's not going to have any repercussions. Because some people do. Some people would say mad stuff, and then next minute, that person who they've said it to, they'll find them on the road and you say, what are you saying?
And then
It's
boom.
true. I remember
Yeah.
this. I just remember the story. That's why I started laughing. When I was in like Form 3, I don't know what year that is in secondary school here. So I was about 15. My friend made this account on Facebook, and it was like a group, her and like 2 other people. I was so embarrassed, right? And it was called "I Hate Ugly Men Who Think That They Could Get Nice Gal" or something like that. So then, right? So then these older guys, right, who were like my cousin's friend, found the page. And they were like, "What are you little girls doing on here? You don't even get no man." And I was like, what the fuck? I was so embarrassed. So then they started bullying her. She came to school. All of them were shook, afraid. They were like, "Oh, Rachel, what are we going?" I was just like, I don't know, handle your business. So then I'm like, and then you know, like that kind of little bit of bullying. And then once you get bullied, you're like, "Oh, sorry, we'll delete the page, the page." It was like, oh, and so imagine that.
I hate ugly men.
But yeah,
that get nice
yeah.
girl.
That's mad.
But you actually are, people are really getting bullied, and they're like afraid to go to school, afraid to go to, I don't know, town, because people are saying shit to them online.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe it should be monitored to an extent.
It
but then,
should.
like, I don't know.
I think it should, because like what I was trying to get to just before, it's
sorry.
like no, it's fine. No, God, you've added to it. So like, just to finish off, was like because we grew up when I was up to the ages of 15, 16, I was out. I was talking to people. I was conversating.
Yeah.
EBM was still massive then.
I know, but we were still active and
We
going
still
out
out.
and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas there's kids today who don't have that social interaction,
Yeah.
and their social interaction is online,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
only know how to interact behind the screen, basically. But with us, like, I knew that, like, if I said something mad, I'm going to play football on the weekend.
Yeah.
The people I'm saying something mad to, I'm seeing them on the weekend.
Yeah, true.
I'm not saying anything mad.
Yeah.
Whereas those people, they can be saying something mad in Liverpool, and they're speaking to someone who's in Colombia, and it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to. I knew the extent of my first I'll say my first actual earliest things was of cyberbullying.
Xbox.
It was Xbox.
You can see.
I was in year 9
Xbox.
when I got my 360, and it was, fam, I got terrified.
Xbox is deep, you
It
know.
was serious back then. I got verbally abused by people you don't even know, and you can't, like, what can you say back? And I couldn't really raise my voice because my mum was downstairs. So I was like, I either have to film the abuse, or like, it was back then, because it was like I have to play, but like my mum was in, so like coming back from like school is the same time my mum was coming back from work. So you're playing Xbox, and like your friend's mum allowed their kids to swear, but my mum didn't allow me to swear. And then American kids used to just go off, or then I used to play my Xbox when my mum fell asleep, but I had to play it dead low because everyone's still playing COD. And then I just used to get terrored, and I couldn't really speak up for myself. So then, because we were all in clans, and then when we were coming to school the next day, it's like a joke, and it's just like, oh my god, that was like my face, like,
What kind of things did they used to say to you
oh
as well?
Used to go off. He used to be like that in my school
like,
as well.
just horrible people.
I really want to know some examples.
We'll tell you off the pop because some of the stuff was a mad thing.
Some of the kids,
Really?
I got terrored the other day when I was playing. I still get terrored now. Like, playing something, yeah. What was I playing? I was playing UFC, and the guy fucked me up, I can't lie. But he sent me this long message. I was like, I had to put it on my Instagram story. I was like, oh my god. At my big age, I'm still getting terrored. He really went into me, like, I was like, rah, like, come on, it's just a game. It's just a game. Like, I never sent anyone a bad message. I used to, like, if I win, I win. I'll just be like, ha, like, if I have a mic, I'm like, your shit. But like, this man, you actually will take that vim and like just cuss your life out, and it's serious. It's hard times, man, hard times.
It's peak, this online cyber thing, because people, like I said, people think they can get away with it, so they're literally gonna just like do whatever.
I know.
But yeah, as we used to, so obviously, I think Josh mentioned it before about the Fenty,
The model.
the model.
So did you see all the people writing in the comments?
Horrible things.
Yeah, did you see it?
No.
Do you
I was
see it?
just celebrating it. I
I didn't see the
looking
horrible
at
thing. That's all
Oh
the good
man,
things.
so
But they do have a gym shark as well. They're like, oh, why would you do this? The gym is supposed to be people who are getting fit, and then look at this. And I'm just
Is that
like,
what Gymshark said?
No,
People in
people
the
say that.
comments.
But I'm 50-50 with that one.
oh, fuck
no,
off,
man.
Josh.
I get what you mean.
50-50 with that one. So,
Okay,
what-
let's go then. Because Josh, I can fight you
About
for
to
the...
go
So
off.
you're trying to tell me I can't go to the gym?
No, so I don't have no problem with plus size gym models.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I have a problem is, how can you go gym and get fatter?
Yeah, no, it's getting
No.
Careful what you say.
No, it's not even be careful. It's, you see, I seen it the other day, and I was like, I can't be one to talk because I got to put on weight, but I'm losing it. It's fine, but you can't go.
Yes, you can.
You can, because
You can go gym and get
And
fatter.
again,
You
this is what
can't
we
do
were talking
because-
about, Josh. That's none of your business.
Okay, it's not my business.
so
but it defeats the
So-
object.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't
It
it?
defeats your object of what you're going to the gym to do.
Maybe. Yeah,
But
maybe.
I'm not saying to get skinnier. But
Sorry,
you
and Trey, you
so
talk.
so so I go to the gym because I want to keep active. Do you
Yeah.
get me? So most people go to the gym to either lose weight or get hench or whatever. But people just like a little bit of a healthier lifestyle. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like,
I'm happy with that. But I'm talking about you've come really big, and you've become even bigger.
but that's not the goal though. You're
Yeah.
not.
What's the goal?
It's not your goal.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
But what's the goal from being very big to be getting even
And this
bigger?
is also adding to these stigmas why people feel a little bit embarrassed when they're big to come to the gym because people are like, you're watching. This is you when you're supposed to be picking up your fucking, what you call it, barber, so don't fall on your foot. You're watching why he's getting bigger.
Do you know what?
You need to be more careful.
I am the most helpful person in the gym out there.
Well, I wouldn't want to ask you for no help.
No, I'm actually very nice to help people in the gym.
Well,
actually
obviously
really
not nice enough. So tonight
No.
when you go home, reflect.
I think
will.
what he was trying to say.
But Tessa gets what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
get what you're saying.
Because I've seen that in the gym as well, where you actively know that this person's coming to the gym.
How do you
to-
know you spoke to them?
Well, sometimes I actually have,
Have
but-
you, Josh, this one person you spoke to?
I speak to a lot of people.
No, that's not what I asked. I said this person you spoke to.
Okay, do you know how I know this guy?
Yeah, tell me.
What's his name?
It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. But like, I seen him today. I was like, oh shit! Like, what? Like, but he asked me got a lot of questions in the beginning, and then he just used to. I don't even want to get into, but like, but
Anyway,
it defeats the object.
You don't know what he has going on. He probably comes to the gym, goes home,
That's
eats
very
whatever.
true.
He wants to come, do a little treadmill, do a little whatever, and he's living his life.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't think he was trying to say
I'm
that.
not
like,
body shaming.
yeah. I don't
I
think
mean,
he was
I
trying
never
to do
thought
that.
you were,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying. We don't know. So
That is
let
true.
him continue coming to the gym. If that de-stresses him, it's not a thing that people go to the gym
But
for.
if you come to the gym and you needed help, I'll actually help you.
I don't think I'd ask you anyway anymore. You put me off. And I really was going to join next week.
Join with what? You don't need to join the gym.
It's not about Trey, you get it. Trey, I can't speak to
No,
Josh anymore.
I get it. I get what you mean. You don't
You-
need to. It might just, like she just said, it
I
could be.
cannot
just wanna-
speak to Josh about this anymore.
This is all painful to listen
You
to.
can,
Really?
you can go gym and do it for a healthier lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or be a
But
sandwich.
Also,
you should
you
join.
guys... What did he just say?
You should join if you want to join. Don't
I
let me
know
put
that.
you off.
I know.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually
What were you
going
going to say, sorry?
You said about Pure Gym today?
Yeah, 12 years a slave.
How
Why,
mad.
what happened?
Didn't you see that?
I didn't see
He
it. I
said
heard it on the
they did the
radio.
whole like, you know when people do like
Celebrating Black History Month.
but
Yeah.
I've never seen someone do gym
This.
things with Black History Month. I've always seen it with like Christmas or summer goals, and they do like workout
Yeah.
plans.
Well, they obviously tried to do it good, didn't they? Well,
So,
they got the
what
wrong
was the
idea.
actual-
Yeah, so
What
they
did
call
they
it
do?
12 years
12
a
years
slave.
a slave.
Like, and it's funny
And
because I
their
watched
thing
12
was,
years
they
a
had a
slave the other day.
circuit, didn't they? So the circuit was 1 this and then 2, but then, to make
get-
it harder, you need to go back, start at your first circuit, and then
So
do
wait,
12 rep, 1 rep, 2 rep.
Let me understand. What is 12 Years a Slave though?
12 years
a
It's
slave.
not the
That's a
movie. I mean,
Their
what was
Black
that?
That's why
History
it's
Month
for.
theme.
It says
To
no,
celebrate Black History Month, 12
So of
years
all
a
things to
slave.
pick, that's what they picked.
Yeah.
but it
basically.
says it on the thing
And that's their circuit.
to do with the movie 12 years a slave.
Yeah, I know about the movie, but I'm trying to make the distinction. Like, what is it?
Pointed, it was a major fuck up.
But I don't get it though. Why have they picked that? Like, was they thinking that this would be a
Apparently, it was
positive?
a black guy.
they were
It was a
not
black guy who did it as well.
So what did they
No,
do?
you're
Yeah, the
joking.
PT's black. I went on his Insta. It says his Insta in the thing, and he's a black dog.
So what's the method behind it to
man.
like train as if you're.
So you remember when we used to go to Lifestyles?
Yeah.
And they used to have the board, and it'd be
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
them things like these circuits,
Challenges or whatever. Yeah.
It's one of them things that they did, but it's the 12 years a slave challenge.
That's a. Oh my god.
So you have to do like 100-meter sprints, burpees, and how can you be fit like the fittest slave?
They did not say that.
No, but
Slavery was hard, and so was this. That was the
That's what was coming to my head. That's why when you said it, I was thinking, what do you mean by that? Because if you're saying 12 years a slave and you're talking about working out, the first thing I'm going to automatically think is like, you're going to try and work these people like how slaves were worked.
Yeah.
That is a madness.
That's fucked. Why
So-
did you think that was a good idea?
So Pure Gym, if you're listening to this and you want to come on the pod, we need to have a discussion because that is a horrendous marketing idea.
It was terrible.
Actually shocking.
It's terrible.
Mad. But anyway, as we were talking about, you were talking about the Fenty model.
Oh yeah, so the backlash that I seen on the thing was so people was like, oh, this is amazing because this is how actual people's bodies actually do look like.
Yeah.
This is actually a visual representation of how people's bodies look like. And then people were like, well, a lot of women were actually getting onto this. We were like, well, we don't like these bodies. These are not the bodies that we like. And then women were like, oh, some women were saying like, oh, I like these bodies. But then the people under these captions was like, it's because you're a bigger person, that's why you like these bodies. And I was like, rah. But then a lot of gal were fat shaming the men. Then a lot of...
But then she didn't only have fat people on the show. She had
but
every type of
I
body.
only
Yeah,
saw
you said
one
that.
done. It was the light-skinned guy with the beard.
Who wasn't fat?
No, he was fat.
Oh.
He was not fat. He's big, but he I'm not gonna lie, he's a very good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He,
And he was tall as hell.
Yeah, did you see him?
No,
6'6"?
there was more than...
No, but
Oh,
he
no,
was
but the
just
one
him.
that was
That
like
was viral.
circulated.
It was just
was this
viral.
guy. Do you know what? He looked almost like he could be an American footballer, American
Exactly.
NFL player.
He was so good-looking.
Let me see
And
if
he was modeling some boxer shorts because he was next to this other guy who was in
Oh, I deleted
in
it.
quite decent shape.
Yeah, I
So
think
they had those two, and I think that
he had a
was
tattoo on his chest.
yeah. He had
Yeah,
tattoos.
Did
yeah.
he have
and
a
stuff,
tattoo on his
Yeah,
chest?
he had
Check
different
it out.
tattoos.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all.
What's that type?
I don't know what you
Just
should
like
say.
Fenty male
Plus
model.
size.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Let me
yeah,
see.
yeah, that one.
Donnie looks.
He's so good-looking, man.
That guy. Yeah.
Let me see.
Man's getting gal.
He's married. See, but then I wouldn't
I
say...
like the way you know he's married.
Because I was serious, but
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
guy.
say he's particularly my type.
He's not your type?
Nah.
Yeah, I think he's
But
good-looking,
you said
know.
you don't have a type though.
He's got a good
No,
haircut
yeah,
as well.
true, but he's not my cup of tea then.
Oh, fair enough. But how do you?
So what
Is
do
that
you
based
like?
on look?
Look.
Is that based on look? Yeah.
So would you go
Because
for a
you're
bigger man?
trying to catch me.
I'm
Oh,
not. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, I would.
I'm just trying to think when you say it's not your cup of
I've
tea. I'm
definitely been with bigger guys. Josh.
just trying to
Yeah.
think like when you say it's not your cup of tea, what is your cup of tea?
Oh, right.
Or you do not have. It just depends.
Yeah, I think I'll just kind of see. And then personality. You know what he might be if he's a nice guy, except he has a wife.
Here's a question. Oh, go on. You ask it first.
Is it the question I'm going to
I
ask
don't know.
about?
You ask it.
So, we done 21 questions not too long ago. There was a question that I asked. Is it important to get with somebody who's 100% like what you have like as an ideal person, or could you like compromise into like have like there could be 60% of what you're looking for? Do you get me? Because like if you're looking for 100% all the time, that limits a lot of other potentials. Do you get me?
Yeah, I think defo. Yeah, I think I wouldn't say when you say compromise, as in personality, all that.
Yeah, it could be anything. Like, you know, you might find a person that looks like everything that you want them to be,
Yeah.
but their behaviors or elements, like things
I
that
think
takes from
you have to
100%
get
to.
to know somebody because I don't think I even know
What you like.
yeah, and what is best for me.
See, I think you've hit the nail on the head because I used to think like I couldn't get with someone skinny. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I don't know if he was laughing at that. But I used to think I couldn't get with someone skinny, and I thought because I'm bigger and they're skinny. Because people used to just say like it doesn't flow. But I've been with someone a lot skinnier, and you know what? It's exactly the same.
It was nice.
I love that you said that. It was nice.
It was the same. I wouldn't say it was like.
It was
Yeah. Like I wouldn't say like there was a big drastic change.
I think maybe like I was saying before, I think we have it in our heads that not everybody, but like, cause I'm this kind of height or this kind of body shape or whatever, I need someone that is gonna reflect that.
Yeah.
So you
I
often
think that's
see.
my only thing. Height.
That's the question I was gonna ask.
But then I'm like, also, I would go for somebody shorter because I'm like,
How short are we talking?
That's what. Yeah.
I would say, how tall are you?
Come on!
I like this lips as well.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
But that was a question. That's actually the question I was gonna lead to.
Yeah.
So you go with someone 5'6"?
Because
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm picturing it. Because in the photo with these man, I look dwarf. So
But I'm thinking like, I would do 5'10", I think.
I think
5'9".
that's a good bet.
is that the short like?
I've never done it, but I feel like, why
Why not?
just
So do you normally go for guys like your height and taller?
Yeah.
Where are you finding them?
They're not that hard to find.
Oh, Mazza, because I always see girls complaining that the guys aren't tall enough and the girl will be 5'2".
Yeah, but a
Yeah, no,
girl
for real, you know, they piss me off actually.
But
I'm
girls
just like,
5'6" is different though.
when girls who say that, they're like, oh, no tall guys, 6 foot and tall. I'm just like,
And the
fucking
girl's
leave them
like
alone.
5'2".
Yeah.
I've seen it before. That comment you just said it annoys you because I've had girls saying before, girls who are like 5'9" or whatever, and they're like, why does a girl who's 5'2" need a guy who's 6 foot plus?
But I mean, they like what they like.
They like
so,
what they like,
I
yeah.
mean, but no, yeah, they're about.
Oh, first.
But then, I don't know, like, I just generally feel like I generally feel like a girl's 5'6". Any girl, what a girl is, it looks different. But this is where the cutoff. So if you get a girl who's 5 foot and a lad who's 5 foot, the lad looks taller. It's weird because a 5 foot girl look like midgets. As soon as they become 5'6", the girl becomes 5'6", and you get a lad 5'6", the girl looks way taller.
I know what you mean.
Like,
It's weird.
like, it's so weird. Don't
Is
think.
that true or is that just true
No.
for Josh?
No, I think it's just perception. But a lot of the times, though, you will see a girl who says that this height, and then your lad who says this height. Maybe
You're
it's
like,
and you're like,
maybe it's the
what the
do you know what I
fuck?
mean? And
Because
maybe, yeah.
When you get a 5 foot, I've seen 5 foot lads, and you look at them, you think, right, they're small, but when you see a 5 foot girl, they're like literally, like,
How tall do you guys think Swarms is?
Who?
how old you gonna tell me man is? Like 5 foot?
No, I don't know. How tall
I don't
do you
know.
think?
I don't know.
Why is the question asked?
Do you not think he looks a bit short on his Insta?
I've never really looked at man's
I've
height.
never really thought of that either, yeah? Why? That was random.
I was wondering.
Oh,
Oh,
it's the
okay.
way you said it as if you knew, like...
He's like
I don't
5 foot.
You're not going to...
But then, like you say, they look shorter.
Like, man's 5'3".
No, because you were saying like men look taller. I mean shorter, but they could be like 6 foot. So I don't know if he.
Yes, no, it's true. It's true. it's true.
So before we went to see Tory Lanez in concert, I just thought he was going to be the normal size. When I seen him in person, I was like,
Tiny.
"Raw."
See, Jacquees was a big.
He's small as well,
He
I was
looked
like-
like a child. Like the very like compact. So then I want to know how.
Compact?
Yeah, like like the very small people in it. Like
And I don't think you look that short.
yeah, but it's because I'm bigger. So when I tell people I'm 5'6", they're like rah. But then when I actually get the photo, you see the clear cut. You see that clear.
That's why in all pictures you're in front like this.
No, seriously. Every photo I take after the phone. So it gives that balance of illusion. But you can see, like, when we all take photos of free, you see, like, Tess is like,
But you
here,
know what's
Jay's here, then whoom.
But you know what's funny? When we're just chilling and stuff, I don't see the height. I do, but not like that big. When we're in a line, I'm like, raw.
There's a proper difference.
Me too. I don't realize how much taller I am than people. Neither do I. used to think I had body dysmorphia because I don't realize how much taller or bigger. And then only when I look at a picture, I'm like,
Oh, you see it,
yeah. I'm like, okay.
But I don't know, when I see someone who's taller, if I don't know them and I haven't been around their company, I'm like, yo, this person's big. Like,
I think maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe you adapt to like people's heights and bodies and stuff. Because I'm the same. Like when I look at the photos, I'm like, rah. I'm like tall like
Yeah, like, I'm
this.
tall.
that's exactly the photos that you
When we get those photos, I'm like, rah. no. This is how people see me. And then, but then when I look at myself, maybe it's because obviously when you look at yourself, you're used to how you look.
Yeah.
Then when you're with other people, you're like, oh shit, yeah. There is a difference, which is, it's mad.
Let me just ask you guys then. So have
Go
you
for
guys, you think, always been, or like even with you, Josh, because, and I'll ask all of you, and all of you like gym quite often. Do you think you've always been quite comfortable with your bodies, or do you think that's why you kind of started gymming more?
Never.
Never been
comfortable with my body.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Even when I was like, when people were like, I used to hate it when people always used to tell me like, you look massive. I hated it, but now I hate it when people tell me I look too small.
Because
But-
you want to be.
Nah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I've always had it where aunties will be like,
Oh, I get you.
you're too big, or when you was in school, you're too big. And then when I started going to the gym, now you're too big. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
you're
you keep
too
telling
big.
me.
You're getting, you're too muscly. No, you shouldn't look this way. Then, as well, it was like a dominance on a lot of lads, because then it was like, you've already got like, you're bigger. A lot of people look at you and they'll be like, rah, I want to basically try and lick man's ass. I want to be his friend. Do you get what I'm saying? So then it plays you. And then when you start losing that muscle, right, you're losing that. What happened? Like, and then now you're in your own head. So I understand why people take steroids. I understand why steroid abuse is a big thing, because you got people telling you all the time, like, you don't look this way. You wasn't what you was a couple of years back. I'm going to start taking steroids. I'm going to get this big. Then you lose it, because you can't maintain that kind of, especially with chemical enhancements, you can't maintain it that long. So if you're not keep on doing it regularly, you're going to obviously lose that muscle. And then you're going to change a set way. And then now coming from lockdown and putting on food and weights and stuff, and it's just mad now you've reverted back to what you was before. And you got people telling you all this shit. So there's a big body dysmorphia, but like, I've had it. I don't think I'll ever get from it. Like, I don't think it'll ever leave me. Like, I don't know how to cope with it. It's hard.
It's not.
I'd say I'm the same, but I go through spells where I don't know how to explain it. Everything's just okay, and it doesn't really. It's not something on the forefront of my mind. Maybe that's just when I don't actually put any pressure on myself to be a specific way. So where I'm just like, okay, like for example, like during lockdown I was running a lot, so I lost weight during lockdown. Then now, like, I've gone back to the gym and stuff, but in my head I'm trying to just keep it like, don't set a target, don't set a specific goal, just do it how you were doing it, like it was just an everyday routine. If you don't do it, don't be disheartened. If you do it, fantastic, and just continue. And then once that settles in, and I don't really have a specific goal or target, then I think I'm okay with it. But like as Josh was saying, like when I was younger, I was like really big and stuff like that. So like I also had that kind of, because I'm tall as well. So there was a point where like, I think year 6, like I remember in year 6, I'm like the same height as some teachers. I was like 5'6", 5'7", but then really overweight as well. So it was this kind of, but I wouldn't class myself as someone who's like, in terms of personality wise, someone who's like dominating and like, I'm not saying I'm not, but that's not really my personality. I'm quite like chill and laid back. So to be that kind of where people assume you're like that, and then you're like, I'm actually not anything like how you think. It was a bit weird, because it was like, I need to now not be how people think I should be. And then obviously then when you get to a certain age, things just fall into place and stuff. But when he was young, it was a bit like, not imposter syndrome, but I feel like people used to look at me. There's a story actually. I was on the bus, so I finished, this is in year 7, because I remember this clearly. So we finished, it was either basketball or rugby or whatever. That was another thing used to surprise me, because I've always played sports, even if I was big or whatever, and I've always had an ability to play sports. So we finished school, gone to go and catch the bus. So there's me and like 3 of us. So like obviously I've said, I'm big, I'm taller than like my other friends. When we're only 11, 12 years of age, get on this bus now. We run up the stairs, go to the stairs. You're like, yes, no one's on the bus. At the front of the bus now. We're there. Then we go like down 2 stops. This other school gets on the bus. And when this school gets on the bus, like they're notorious for just like causing everyone else havoc and grief and that. But we're already up on the bus and there's no one else on the top. And then we were like, rah, we can't run down. Because we're like, you know, on the bus where like you're just past where the stair is to go straight down.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we purposely get up, they're gonna know.
They know, yeah.
So they're at the back of the bus and they're like, yeah, what school's that? Yeah. Say that, yeah. Say those things. My next minute, all I hear is, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Everyone I'm with, they're getting pinged with sweets. They're getting pinged with sweets at the back. But in my head, I'm thinking, how come everyone's getting hit and not me? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking, right, and then any second now, I'm gonna get like on the back of the head. Then I hear one of them go, nah, not him. He looks a bit big. Allow him. And everyone's getting pinged. I'm sitting there on the bus like, yeah. But in my head, I'm thinking, yo, all my boys are in tears. Like, but I remember that. And then there's a kid. I still remember this to this day. This is why I was laughing. So, like, I remember one of the kids was like, right, it's my stop. Got up, went down. But I didn't know where he lived, innit? When it come to my actual stop to get off the bus, I just got off the bus, went straight down. He was sat, you know the seat behind the driver? The first seat?
Yeah. I love that seat.
He was sat there. So I looked at him, I was like, yo, I thought you got off the bus 20 minutes ago. He's like, nah, I just said that out loud to get away. I ran down and sat behind the driver to get away from them. So obviously, it's had its positives and stuff like that, but I think right now I'm okay. Like, I don't really fuss. I'm just like... It is what it is.
Defo.
But yeah. But
Defo comes with growth, doesn't it?
What about you, Trey, anyway?
I've always kind of been like dead skinny, Joe, since I was like smaller. But I think family wise, like, you know, when I meet uncles and stuff, it's always like, you need to put on weight, you skinny boy, this. So like, I didn't really know like much like mental stuff like when I was a bit smaller. But then I was always like, okay, when I'm old enough, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna get big. Do you know what I mean? But now, I think I found my base size, do you know what I mean? Like, I never get too big, I never get too skinny or whatever, but I think it was last year when I went through like a bit of an anxiety thing. I lost a lot of weight, and then when people started going to me, oh, you've lost weight, and I didn't get it. I was like, no, I've not lost it. I'm trying to put weight on, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But nah, it's right now I'm just training because I like to train. I just want to keep active, just get my body strong. That's it.
Exactly what I'm going for now. I thought, fuck the training for a goal now, because it actually makes you unhappy.
It's just like for your own well-being, basically.
Because I remember there was a point where I was like, not like I need to look like this, but I was like, by this time, this is what I want to be like. And then I remember just getting to that point and I was like, I haven't hit it, but I'm not far from what I wanted to be like. But then I'm like, well, not what now? Yeah. Because it's not as if like I'm an athlete or like I'm, do you know what I mean? It's just my life continues. Yeah. So it was like, what was the real reason for me to push? Yeah. I should just make this part of my everyday, basically. Yeah, and I definitely think it's okay, like, if you want to change something in your body, like, definitely go for it. But I don't think it should be making you unhappy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you doing it because you... I mean, if it's going to make you happier because you hate your body at the time, definitely. But I mean, I don't think that it will make you love your body anymore when your body changes. I think it's a mindset and an intrinsic thing. Yeah. Because you need to love yourself. And I don't think your body changing is going to change the way that you feel about yourself. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. It might give you some more self-esteem. Yeah. Because something's changed. But I don't think so. I think it comes from within. You hating yourself. But... that's a personal thing. I guess people are different. Do you think it would? No, I'm just trying to think, because I'm trying to think, not that I hated myself, but like, if I was to go back how I was when I was younger, I think I'd be a completely different person. Completely different person. So me being how I am now, or whatever the period, 10 years period of time or whatever, I think I wouldn't have been the same person today if I hadn't changed when I was like 14 or 15 or whatever. As in looks wise, mentality wise. But so do you not think it's an intrinsic thing as well? But what I'm getting at is, because of that body change, that is then triggered and helped. The intrinsic thing. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think I would have still been how I am now if that changed. But I think it all goes together. You need to change multiple things. It can't just be the body. Yeah.
I don't know, you know. I think, yeah. Like, what, to be happy or? Oh, to be happy?
And like to appreciate your body.
Oh, For you talking about like, oh, okay, I don't know, you know. I don't think it's your body that needs to change. I think it's your mindset more than anything else.
Yeah.
I think when you go through all them experiences, though, it
Yeah.
naturally develops you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I see people who've like either lost loads of weight and they've just naturally become more confident, or
Yeah.
you know, they've put on that weight now. They're owning that size.
Yeah,
do you know
it
what I
can
mean?
be
Yeah,
both. Yeah. However way you want to do it. Yeah. Definitely.
So with the one thing that I've always wanted to know, if you're like a curve model or plus size, whatever term you want to use, this might sound mad, but I don't mean it to sound mad. Do you have to stay in a specific kind of size and body shape and weight to maintain you being a curve model? Does that make sense?
As in plus size.
Yeah. So do you know, like, okay, how can I put it this way? If I was a boxer, I have to be in a certain weight category to stay within that weight.
Oh,
If I
yeah,
move,
I
I go
get
to another
you.
one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone was to be a plus size model, but then maybe say lost 4 or 5 stone.
Yeah.
would-
I get you.
Do you know?
Well, did you see the picture with me and all the girls?
I seen us all in lingerie.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did see it.
So
You
all of
sent
us.
it, you sent the photo back to her?
I
Oh, okay.
It's to me.
sent it straight to her.
Right. So all of those girls are very different, like
Yeah.
different body shapes and all that. So I think that you can be a lot smaller than me because the straight size, when I say straight size, is very different. As in,
Yeah.
you cannot be a straight size model unless you're like a size 1 or size 2.
Oh yeah, actually
Do you
I've
know
seen
what I'm
that.
saying? So like
Yeah.
literally, as soon as you pass that, you're basically a
See, this
plus
is-
size model,
This
which
is where
mad.
this is where I think there's a problem in that industry, because I've watched a lot of modelling programs and stuff, and I don't really agree with lots of it, because like you were saying, there's girls that if you see on the everyday, they're just, when I say normal, I'm not trying to take away from them, but they're just normal shaped girls. But because in the modelling industry, like you said, if you're literally over like a size 6, or if you have a bit of a hip,
Yeah.
I've seen all this hip dip stuff.
not even just a hip dip, I'm
Here's
literally.
me like a little hip.
Yeah, I literally mean
Or
like
some
if you're
bump.
if you're a model, a girl that we would say is like
Skinny
goes
or
gym and
slim.
just has a bit of slim with a bit of hip, they can be classes curve.
I don't know,
Well,
but
maybe
some
not
of these
good, but
some of these
yeah.
models
Beautiful.
are changing now, like Tiana Parker and stuff.
Yeah.
It's Tiana Parker's got body.
I don't know.
And
who that is.
she's classed. You don't know Tiana Parker? She's classed as a supermodel now, so I don't know. Like,
No, I think they are changing, but I think that very easily it goes closer to the curve. Do you know what I'm saying? So but then I don't know all the measurements.
Yeah,
for
because I
body
remember I
shape.
was watching one. It was based in. This
I think you
country.
should be part of the fashion industry, Josh, because you really know
yeah,
a lot of them.
yeah, man.
He's
You
good.
know, he knows a lot of models in there.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah, I realised. No, but like, because I remember watching this program, and then I was looking, and then you get like your waist measured and your length of leg and all this stuff, and then they were like,
Tiana Parker,
Okay, yeah.
They were like-
Oh, yeah, so you're right.
she was told like,
but she got real body, but she's classed as a supermodel.
Show
That's
them
it.
that video.
Oh, she got buns.
buns. Oh, mad!
But
See, that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
show you a catwalk video because it's actually incredible.
Yeah, how long is that?
Tiana Parker. So to
Okay.
everyone who's here, I'm gonna start my own modeling agency. I'm gonna call it. I don't know yet, but like
Hands and buns.
Hans
Tons of buns.
come on.
That's good.
Is it brother? Isn't that just owned by like one guy?
I think so, yeah.
Can do it, Josh.
Pretty sure.
I
Yeah,
can
I'm
do
pretty
it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start my own Taz's Angels.
Go for it.
Do you know what though? They were so ahead of the time. weren't
I
they?
said
were,
Taz's
they were.
Angels started OnlyFans.
They did. They did.
Yeah.
Nah,
Actually,
to be
they-
honest, that was the concept.
They started OnlyFans.
They went private. They
Yeah.
did. And also, they were just so smart. Like, they told girls, bad bitches, get your money up.
Yeah.
Let a man pay for you, whatever you want
The
to do.
original
Like, they
BBL
were
link
so
up.
And then
smart.
they were getting one girl to like,
Come in.
it's like work
Yeah.
experience.
No, it wasn't work expert. Apparently, they kind of got shut down though, because
Yeah.
some of them started leaving. Have you watched any of the interviews?
No, I haven't seen
Watch
it.
the one you used to love.
Kinky.
Nah, she got like blonde hair. She had short hair.
No, you can't be Ash Martell.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
That's
can't
the
be.
one
She
he
says
used to
the
love?
N word.
What?
That's the one he used to
No,
love, not me.
I used to love AB. He was
I
actually,
She's still there though.
I
She's
didn't
still
like
there.
Ash
There's only-
Martel.
there's only
I used to
two.
like them, the sisters.
oh yeah, Lena.
Lena.
They did an interview
They
as
were
well.
troublesome, you know.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
very
was it?
troublesome. Yeah.
Mad thing. I've changed now. Black
But-
costume one for like black women.
But yeah, they really pioneered. They
Defo.
had the concept for OnlyFans, and I actually tweeted the other day because I was like, think about it. Yeah, what OnlyFans do now and what they were doing is what they were doing. But then it turns out like Taz was soliciting them as prostitutes.
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
Mum's like a pimp.
But he was also taking them to parties. They were getting paid for doing what they had to do.
Remember Demi Rose was part of it at one point as
Oh,
well.
for a while
Also,
as well.
Jade Pace.
Who's that?
Was she? Yeah.
Yeah, is it
Is-
Jade Pace?
Yeah,
yeah.
the mixed race one.
Yeah, she
yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
But she kept that very hush hush.
did she?
But that's why that makes sense. Why she's friends with Demi Rose. Makes sense. Anyway, before we start incriminating too many people.
Yeah, we're like, but I mean,
BBLU.
allegedly.
BBLU,
Yeah.
bad bitches
But,
link up.
yeah,
that was early 2014 days, man. That was serious times.
Good
Yeah,
times, good
serious.
times. A lot easier.
But yeah, that was the Front Left Podcast.
BBLU.
Fluttercup, Rachel, do you want to plug your?
Yeah, you were joined with the Front Left Podcast. Thanks for joining, guys.
Do you want to plug your socials? no, that was good. That was good. Do you want to plug your own socials?
Yeah, so mine is Fluttercup, FLUTTERCUP, and also make sure you follow the Go Officers Hub, GOS_HUB.
And that's us. You can find us on our usuals, Front Left Podcast on Instagram, Front Left Pod on Twitter. Find us on YouTube, all them stuff. Happy Black History Month. Peace out.